You're listening to the official Minnesota Wild podcast, presented by Acrisure.
Well, at the end of the first period, both teams did a nice job in the first period. Minnesota a little bit of an edge. And right now we have no goals in this first 20 minutes of play. But downstairs right now is Jakub Lauko of the Wild. And I guess, first of all, what was kind of the message sent before the game here tonight? Because of the fact that this is a huge game, obviously, for Marc-Andre Fleury, and everybody wants to win for him.
Yeah, of course. I mean, like, we can like think about those stuff, but everyone obviously knows this is huge for Fleury. And I had a goosebumps when I was listening. You know, when the Canadian ate him and Fleury got on the screen and everyone started cheering. I had goosebumps. So obviously know that this is a big thing for him, and one more reason to win.
Yeah, and I think you're right. I kind of had tears in my eyes also just watching him down there and being received by the fans here in Montreal. I want to go back to the game last night, Jakub, because you guys played such a wonderful game, moving the puck, going forward. We talk about the puck going north all the time. You guys did that, had a huge win in Toronto.
Yeah, I mean, it was we had to change a little bit because we weren't playing pretty straightforward the games before, and we just wanted to simplify, be harder, compete harder, and I think we're doing a good job past couple games.
Do you see a big difference between teams in the systems they employ?
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously, like we knew yesterday it was we knew about their top players. You know, this is more like four-line team, fast, young. So there's a difference between every team, and but we don't want to change our game to our opponent. We wanted to apply our game to our opponent. So that's our goal.
Yeah, that's what you're looking for. I appreciate you being with us. Let you get in the dressing room and get some rest. Be ready for the second period.
Thank you.
Jakub Lauko, our guest here. Kevin, let's go back to you.
Yeah, that was good stuff. Jakub Lauko deserves and earned himself a gift certificate down to Tom Reid's Hockey City Pub for joining us in this first intermission. Like Tom and Jakub talked about, it is 0-0 after one period of play. We'll break, and then we've got part one of Tom Reid's Hotline on the line, a pair of tickets to an upcoming Minnesota Wild home game. We'll do that next. Text in your thoughts, questions, concerns, whatever you got. Text it into 64686. Tom Reid's Hotline is next. This is Wild Hockey presented by XL Energy.
It's time for Tom Reid's Hotline. Text in your comments or questions to 64686. You could win fabulous prizes, including dinner at Tom Reid's Hockey City Pub or Wild tickets to a future game. And now, Tom Reid's Hotline.
Text in those questions, comments, concerns at 64686. Tom Reid's Hotline is on the air as we speak. Tom Reid is at the Bell Center, where the Wild outshot the Canadians 8-3 in that opening period, and Marc-Andre Fleury turned away all three. He faced 0-0 after one period of play. We'll jump right into the questions, and we'll start with this one from the 763 area code. Tom, we know this is a big game for Marc-Andre Fleury, and he's going to have a lot of people in attendance. I don't know what the final number was, if it's somewhere in the 30 to 60 range that he was having inside the building tonight at Bell Center. How does a guy go about getting that many tickets to an arena that's typically sold out?
His name is Marc-Andre Fleury, and that's one of the reasons, Kevin. He's going to have over 100 people here, I understand, that are waiting to see him after the game. Now, I don't know if they're all friends or family of his, but I know that there's that many people, so they have extra security on board here to make sure he's going to be well taken care of. But, when you have a game like this, tickets are very hard to get, but these buildings hold, which is over 20,000, so there's always a way to finagle some tickets someplace, maybe double up on a seat. Who knows? Whatever they're going to do. But this is a great moment for these fans. This is something they're going to remember.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think we're both in the same boat. I still don't buy into the fact. I know that he's saying that he's set his mind on it. He's going to retire after this season. Can't imagine him going through this again, but the way he's played, I don't see it happening. That said, Chuck in Montgomery wants to know, Tom, what do you think Marc-Andre Fleury does once he finally does retire and hang up those skates?
Well, I know he likes the Twin Cities, and there's a chance he may be there. We don't know that, but he said he's going to step away from the game, and that's the one thing. Even when I when I had to leave, Kevin, the team announced it, but they forgot to tell me. And so it made it a little more difficult, I guess, in that situation. But that was just me. But that's only a joke. You know that. But you know,
I do know that.
He's one of those guys that just everyone gravitates towards him. And when he walks into a room, but I know he was really nervous in today's session with the guys and so on. So, but he just wants to play. He loves the game. We'll see what's going to happen his afterlife after he finishes playing hockey.
From Nick in Chaska, Tom, put you on the spot. It's a long ways away, but going into camp and into the season next year, who do you predict will be the Wild's 2 goaltenders into the upcoming year?
Oh boy! Well, I'm sure that the management with Bill Guerin at the top are looking. They're looking to find out who's going to be there. Wallsted's a guy down in the minors right now, but he's having an up and down year. And you know what? To play in the NHL is very difficult. To get there is really tough. To stay there is even tougher because somebody else wants your job. And I don't care if you're a goaltender, a defenseman, or somebody on the first, second, third, or fourth line. Somebody is after your job, and you know that going in. And I was talking to Scotty Bowman a number of years ago, and of course he's the all-time winner when it comes to winning hockey games as a head coach. And he was telling me that you change at least 20% of your roster from year to year. You get rid of the old guard and bring in the new guard. And that's what happened to the Islanders. Remember when they won the 4 Cups, Kevin, how good they were, but they never changed the old guard. And so when they got time to make some changes, they still had this old guard, but nobody wanted them from the other team. So it made it very difficult, and they went in the tank for a long, long time. But I would think that Gus will be one of the guys. I think Gus has really stepped up here again. He had a little bit of a lull there for a while, but I think his game's set up. The question is, can Wallstead come in here and be that guy? That we don't know.
That's a good question. I wanted to work this into the broadcast. Last night ran out of time every time we chatted, so I've got a little extra time here. John Gilbert announced that he passed away yesterday, I believe at the age of 82. A face that I saw around the rink all the time on many different occasions. Didn't know him as well as you. Tell me what you knew about John Gilbert and why he'll be missed.
He had a passion for hockey. He really did at all levels. I mean, he wanted to win, but he wanted the Americans to have that chance to play. I don't think he was happy that they had the Canadians and then the Europeans coming into the fold. And I can remember he wrote an article one time about the fact that he thought that Minnesota could house an entire team with just Minnesota players playing for the North Stars back in the early 70s. And I said, John, I think you have to bring in some people from the outside. I'm not saying Minnesota doesn't have great players, but what I'm saying is that you really need people from the other areas to come in here as well. You need a mix. It's similar to having a car. You can't have the chassis from a Mercedes and the engine from a Rolls Royce and something from another part from another car. They don't fit together. You have to make sure that your fit with your team is going to be the right team, whether it be all Minnesota or whether it be people from the outside. And I think that, but he was certainly an active guy when it came to loving the game of hockey. He certainly did a lot for it and gave a lot of people a lot of information over the years.
No doubt about it. Thank you, Tom.
Thank you.
Tom Reid out there at Bell Center. Quickly, let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to Wild Hockey, presented by XL Energy. Rest in peace, John Gilbert. I'm going to ask Tom about Willard Eichel during the second intermission when we do our next Tom Reid's Hotline. Unfortunately, talking about these guys that are passing away, it's sad, but they have a lasting memory and legacy all across the great state of hockey. Here for your Wild, it's 0-0 between the Wild and Canadians. Back to Montreal for the second period next. This is Wild Hockey.
For an extraordinary advantage in sports, you need a game plan. For an extraordinary advantage everywhere else, all you need is Acrisure. With a high-tech human approach to insurance, cybersecurity, and more, Acrisure helps you take care of what you care about. That makes winning easy. See what Acrisure's extraordinary advantage can do for you at Acrisure.com.